Okay, welcome to What the Fuss episode. And hey guys, Sniper Wolf is also here after 11-day break that I caught. And the moment I caught it, she reappeared like a magical bunny out of the hat trick. But also, zero comments. Here's the proof. Sniper Wolf was gone 11 days and then appears the moment I fucking noticed that. 1 hour ago, like, what? So now that if you type in comments, you might notice, like, why is there 31 comments? It's enabled. It's a difference. And, after all the drama, Sniper Wolf is receiving a lot of negative comments. Let's put it that way. So she has to, like, filter it somehow. And she doesn't want to, like, discourage people from commenting, even though she received, like, 2,000 comments, I would imagine. Except YouTube doesn't want to show us or give us any good features or feedback of like when your comment gets banned, approved, and all that bullshit, Because right now we're in a filter stage. She gets to handpick the comments she likes. For some reason, she liked the skull emoji comment that everyone likes. Skull emoji definitely should relate to that one, of course. So I would recommend Sniper wants to do that, but can't. And she's probably gonna like the heart emoji comments. And make sure that you have this user YL7 is a wonderful YouTube feature that I want to remind you guys of how handles are way more beautiful than the names that you can like change into. You should just leave it user YL. It's easy. Because changing the handle is very complicated stuff. I fucking hate, man, like websites are gonna evolve so much, or they have to, because like it looks like YouTube is more likely to release a bad feature than a good feature. Very scary stuff, I'm not gonna lie, especially the fight against ad blockers. Sounds like a bad feature to me. Sounds like there's a capitalism somewhere getting manifested, one of those capitalists of like, I have a good platform, many people use good platform, they have nowhere else to go, so give me money. Haha, I'm good capitalist. Yeah. Funny thing, this is third time recording this, and I've noticed desktop audio doesn't fucking work. And I'm like, what do I do? So I turned it on and off, and it started working. In fact, I recorded a whole Hearthstone thing without desktop audio, and I'm like, well, this is kind of problematic if there's nothing going on. Or you just flick the switch and it's like, oh, turn on. You can't do that automatically somehow. OBS is just bullshit, At least it works to some extent, but like, it baffles me. The audio problems is the easiest thing to get as a video creator. Like, I would say that and everyone would nod off like, yes, I understand. I understand exactly what you're talking about. Things turn on and off constantly. You have to pick which microphone you're using, which USB device you're using and stuff. But this is the most mind-blowing bullshit of like, they can't even find desktop audio. Like, desktop audio is just one thing. There's nothing you can plug anything into desktop. There's nothing you can do. This one thing is just default. What device? There's nothing, bro. It's the most funniest bullshit I've ever seen. Holy fuck, man. So I'll have to watch all of these again. I watched 6 TikToks for 25 minutes. I had to react to that for 25 minutes. So let's do that again. Because that's so fun to just repeat myself.
What I eat.
So, first video is with this homeless man struggling to survive, right? And you don't want people like that in society to accumulate. People who are just struggling to survive because they're clearly not going to try and solve problems for you. They're clearly not going to be helpful or social in a way. They want your trust. They want to come to your home and like use your microwave or something so that you don't have to like start a fire. And deal with like mental illness to where like they want to either kill themselves, kill other people. Like we're dealing with these kind of like edgy people, and we're just accumulating them. And at least they get to like interact with like TikTok stuff. Now, if he was truly homeless, he would like reply to all the comments, obviously. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's so he's gonna make nachos, guys. Watch it. Watch it burn. But yeah.
As a homeless man, part 13. Today, we're back at Lidl and we're going to be making nachos. So, we're going to grab some 35p tin tomatoes, really cheap, can't complain. Then, we're going to grab our actual nachos or tortilla chips for 57p. And then...
I wish I had that cheap 57p. Like, there's always a $3 bag, a $4 bag, not 50 cents. Holy shit. It's still cheap, even though it's like, it's a crisis nowadays. And like for a homeless man, it's even worse because that's all they have to do. They have to spend money on food and how to make food and stuff.
Then we're gonna grab some cheese.
So like the crisis only hits the poor people who already cannot help to build a better society anyways. So what the fuck, right? They can only make things worse. If we have, again, more poor people, they're gonna pull down a lot of other people into poverty. Start stealing from the stores and stuff. Like, it's just gonna make things worse. But there's probably a very super simple solution of some kind that even I couldn't figure out up to this point. I just know that there's a lot of corruption, and you have to smell out where exactly it's coming from and who's causing it.
And I like my cheese just how I like my women.
Now, mature. See, the funny thing is, yes, you should like mature women. I just don't think like you get mature women or get to be with mature women because you wouldn't be fucking homeless that way, you know. So I'm just saying, a mature woman would like allow you to take her shelter, basically. She would have one and she would give you one. I'm technically with a mature woman called my mom. You know, I'm just kind of stuck, trapped, and I'm not living a life anymore. I was suicidal when I was living on my own. You know, I just like wanted to fucking end it because like life seems very fucking complicated and stupid. Like one of the cool choices, like, well, let's become a suicidal maniac and just attack people or just toy with them, basically. Manipulate them, and maybe something would actually turn out pretty interesting out of that, except I would be considered a monster that should be in fucking jail, and in jail I would probably live better than a homeless person. It fucking sucks, bro. You know, just watching one TikTok, we already unlocked nightmare number 1, you know.
So now we're heading back to camp and we're going to assemble our nachos.
But the fun thing about this is you compile TikToks, you get a bigger picture. You don't get stuck with one. And one TikTok is pretty cool, you know. I usually just get to like react to one video on YouTube, but this, we get to react to tons, a dozen at least, which is awesome.
I tried to get the gas stove to work again, but once again, it didn't work.
It's time for a fireplace.
Still have no idea why. But of course, we have our...
Because universe fucking hates you.
Backup plan. Firelighters. So, our pan's all nice and clean.
Where the more convenient thing is to just have a public place with a lot of microwaves, and you just do that. If you catch criminals properly, the first, you know, hint of corruption is like, if you catch criminals properly, you can have public places where if something bad happens, they can catch the fucking dude who caused the problem. It's not that difficult. But if there's a lot of crime going on, and if criminals are not being caught, then a lot of public places and a lot of businesses shut down. They can't operate anymore in that sort of, you know, environment. So that's first step towards corruption and towards the purge, that I like to call it. You know, where you got to join the gang and just make people stop you by force at that point. It's just so weird. The world gets so weird so quickly. But in a public place, you just have a bunch of microwaves, you fucking do your food and go where you need to go. You also need a workplace, by the way, to like maybe one day you don't have to be homeless. And workplaces also can supply homes next to the workplace. That's another corruption number 2 of like, we're talking about workplaces should be able to afford homes next to the workplace so the workers live there and go to work and go back to their homes. And it's like super ultra convenient. You can give them like more hours of work, or you can actually like trust these people. And if they don't fucking work, you kick them out of their homes too. Like, this is fucking genius move. And you get to collect rent for yourself, and it's not happening. So that's corruption number 2, which is like this super easy. Like, if you build a fucking factory, you can't just own some kind of like apartment next to your factory. That's too difficult. Fucking stupid, bro. So that's another way to kick homelessness in the balls. Obviously, some people pointed out of like, well, we have enough money, so 1 billion could just evaporate homelessness, but they somehow choose not to, which is kind of funny, you know. It's just that, what?
And ready to use? Let's get going. Here's a quick shot of all 3 ingredients, nice and easy. Now we just need to light this bad boy up, and then put our...
Again, I'm not sure what this fire thing is that he mentions.
We have our backup plan, fire lighters.
Yeah, fire lighters, they look like square things, and just breaking them apart to start a fire, which is, it's cool, and hopefully it's not that expensive. It seems like some kind of candle material almost. So cool. I don't know what it is, and it hurts my brain that I don't know how this guy does it, but it works for him.
Put our tomatoes in the pan. Now we need to give them a quick chop to turn them into more of that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a tripod or a stick, by the way. Because, yeah, the camera is moving. But, like, to find a friend, it's not that difficult, alright, when you're homeless. I'll tell you that much. So this is not supposed to be like a puzzle to solve. But it's a puzzle to solve for, like, lonely people who are stuck in their homes watching TikToks. That's an impossible puzzle to solve for them. You know, the friends are not going to help you to get out of homelessness. I'll tell you that much. So don't worry about the cameraman.
That salsa consistency. Now we need to add our cheese to the tomato, but leave enough inside the packet to sprinkle on top of the nachos after. Now we're going to bring it to the fire and give it that heat.
So, you know, it all works out. You got the paper plate, though. With the paper plate and ability to make fire, this makes this meal a little bit more expensive than I would like it to be. Also, like, you need utensils, too. So, how do you clean? Well, utensils, yeah, that shit's super simple. You have to use paper plates, and you have to use... How do you clean the pan, by the way? Is the question. That's the real question. So you have a lot of fucking weird shit that you have to deal with. Very inconvenient position you're being put into. And nobody cares. That's corruption number 3 of, like, we're already talking about 2 corruptions. Where food is becoming more expensive. Somehow. It's just not supposed to happen. Just straight up, like, leave that thing alone. You don't want to mess with food. Corruption number 2, like, workplaces not giving you proper apartments and jobs. Just give it to us, bro. It's not that fucking difficult. Oh, it's because of minimum wage or some bullshit like that. They can't. And when you get kicked out, you just lose reputation. The doors are closed for you forever if you make a few mistakes and stuff. If they don't like you. In your interview stage or whatever. So fucking bullshit like that. And then the third bullshit is that homeless people still have to struggle extra to deal with these fucking paper things, figure out how to make a fire, figure out how they're going to charge their phones, and have to fucking deal with bullshit comments of like, but how do you do this? How do you do that? You know, because everyone's confused at what the fuck's going on at this point. No one would be able to operate this properly. So this guy is just doing the best he can. I mean, congratulations. There's no shame in being homeless at this point. If you fucking don't do drugs, don't fucking look like a zombie. I mean, congratulations. But still, how do you clean this? How do you do that? How you find... Well, toilet is simple. Toilets everywhere. But even like sleeping, how do you protect your belongings, all that shit? Like you're in a nightmare scenario. I would end myself instantly. There's no way, bro. There's nothing. I would just become a homicidal maniac. How do you do that? That's mental illness. Just allowing this to like manifest is crazy, bro.
The snowiest.
And again, it's expensive. Making a fire, knowing all the little tricks, and still being able to like survive with a certain budget, like it's mind blowing. It pisses me off, bro. One TikTok, bro. We watched one TikTok.
Country in the world probably isn't where you think. Looking at a map, you might guess that the snowiest one would be something like Norway. But on average, Norway's only been getting about 50 inches of snow per...
So yeah, basically, PewDiePie ran away from Sweden to go to a special little place, you know, where there's even more snow, obviously.
per year. Canada is definitely a candidate. Quebec City gets 120 inches of snow per year, and even more over in Newfoundland. But the reigning champ of snowfall by a long
is where PewDiePie resides, you know.
shot is Japan. Of all the cities that have more than 100,000 residents in the world, Japanese cities hold the top 3 spots for annual snowfall. Toyama at 140.
Which is kind of like a nightmare. I feel like Japanese people are trapped in their little islands. And, I don't know, everyone's having a crisis of low birth rate. Which is a whole nother video, my friends. Low birth rate? So, I don't know, bro. That number means a lot to me. I'll put it that way. So, yeah, lots of snow in a fucking island. You would at least hope, like, Russia would get snow. Nah, bro. Japan. What? Little island. God damn it, bro. Why they have to suffer so much? Because of mountains, it seems. Oh, man. Now I feel sorry for these people. Holy shit, man. You would never expect this.
2 inches per year, Sapporo at 190, and the notorious Aomori at number...
They say notorious, but we the first time I fucking hear this name. Notorious, bro.
1 with 311 inches, which is an astounding 26 feet of...
I'm sure this guy's having a lot of fun. He also has to wear a mask all throughout the entire winter, bro, so he doesn't eat snow by accident, you know. Oh my god. No, it's also just warmth. I mean, you're just swimming through snow. Congratulations. What are these guys even doing, by the way? Digging what? For the rest of their fucking winter season, bro. Ah, we'll dig forever. These mountains of snow. Just give up and start making anime, you know? Just make another season of Naruto at this point. Just get stuck in your homes. You do have to send food with drones. Or, you know, don't live here at winter. I know it's like the easiest thing to say and the hardest execution, but yeah, it looks like pain and torture again. Let's go, baby.
Snow every year. The chilly winds from Siberia pick up a lot of moisture from the Sea of Japan, hit this mountain range, and just dump it all down. So if you think where you live is bad, imagine this being your...
No, I will not imagine.
You can see a car approaching from our left here, and autopilot seems to start predicting its path, which you can see it by highlight.
So, only thing you have to know is Tesla, right? So, self-driving Tesla, cool, right? We're very excited to see where it goes, and when are we gonna have the self-driving cars where we just hop in and we go off a cliff instantly. But one interesting thing to observe that I've never seen before is the actual visualization of what the car is trying to do and trying to communicate to the driver of like, I'm gonna go this way and smash into this car and stuff, because that's a very cool thing to do. I don't care about the stop sign, by the way. Like, it's cool to talk to a car like this. I don't know why this car is blue, by the way. I have no idea what's going on. But this is the first time I see this, so I just wanted to share.
Lighting in blue and actually moves over to the right-hand side to give them just a little bit more room. I know that may seem like something small, but it impressed me how it started adjusting its path even before the vehicle made the turn. Coming up here, though, is a much more challenging scenario. An oncoming car approaches, and Autopilot's first reaction is to dive behind the van, but it is too late. It has no choice but to continue forward here. After the other driver pulls off to the side of the road to give us a little bit more room, Autopilot continues, even folding the mirrors to fit through this small gap. Very nicely handled. And
Nicely handled, bro. But, I mean, it handled, but it looks like a very tight gap, bro. Holy shit, man. This gets a lot funnier, by the way.
some good decision making on the fly. It's definitely starting to show a lot more confidence through interactions like this.
I think good decision is giving respect to people and just letting them pass through. But this one's aggressive. This one's really want to go fast. Gotta go fast, man. Even though your driver is like playing Pokemon Go right now. Okay? Relax.
Another really aggressive move happens up here that surprised me quite a bit. You can see we have another Amazon delivery van pulled off to the side of the road and a car approaching ahead. Autopilot yields to the first one, but takes the right-of-way of the second one. This is by far one of the most aggressive things that I've ever seen out of the beta, where it clearly knew that car was coming, but decided to go for it anyway, knowing that they would stop for us.
Yeah, I guess that's what Autopilot is being trained against, and it's a weakness of like if people are too nice to the Autopilot, like it's just gonna assume of like, oh, this car is just obviously gonna stop for me, you know. It's a weird one, but that's kind of what makes things very complicated. In the normal scenario, everything is Autopilot and everything communicates with itself, and we have like special places where this stuff is automated. I don't know. But you know, like, you would want to trust a robot to go through all these narrow streets, and like, you would fail anyways. Especially if you have a monkey brain or a mature woman brain.
These natural-born mountaineers make it look like a walk in the park.
Yeah. Here's another fucking what the fuck's going on moment. Holy shit, greatest of all time moment. Absolutely, the GOAT. And I'm like, shit. Here we go. Here's a 3 minute movie of these things climbing, and for what? Just to lick some stone, by the way. Literally licks the, because this is a dam, my friends. They're climbing a dam. They're like mountain climbers, but like they found a fucking challenge because there's some stuff leaking, right? So they just want to get that. But this is just a dam. And the other side is like, just climb all the way across, around, and you're gonna get water. No? You don't like that? It's so weird. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
He has no choice but to follow his mother. It's exhausting work for one so young. The dam brings it to the surface. It may not look like much, but this mineral lick...
It may not look like much, but this is what they're fighting for, you know? Holy shit, man. This is competition in a nutshell. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. One cool part about this, if I can bring this, is the eye formation of like this. It's different from the predator eyes, where this is horizontal and predators have vertical eyes, and it's like, what? So this is like a defensive mode of eyesight, and the predator has offensive of like being able to like target something. It's weird, right? It's so bizarre to me. But Naruto had that in check as well. We already knew that by watching Naruto, where Naruto gets nature energy with these eyes, and predator fox, nine-tailed fox energy from the predator eyes, the vertical. And he can even combine these two together. Wow. So much you learn by watching Naruto, guys. Japan for the win. Except, apparently the ja stands for a lot of snow in the pan. That's what it stands for, and I fucking hate it now. I hate that I know now what ja stands for.
If you're a fan of the metric system, you better fully commit to that. Like, don't just advocate for Celsius, kilometers, kilograms. No, you better advocate for decimal time. After the French Revolution, many French thinkers wanted to reinvent the entire measurement system, and they came up with decimal time. Each day was divided into 10 decimal hours, each of which is 100 decimal minutes, each of which is 100 decimal.
Okay, so every day is 10 hours, which is a little bit weird. You can keep 24 hours. There's no harm for it, but then, I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of cool.
Seconds. And sure, this would make conversion between different times much easier, but can you imagine the nightmare of transforming our entire infrastructure to decimal time? Well, French people 200 years ago can. After the French Revolution, France created and officially adopted the French Republican calendar, and boy were there a lot of changes. They implemented decimal time, but they also reworked the month system. The calendar now started on the autumn equinox, and though there were still 12 months, they were each 30 days long. 3 weeks, 10 days each. And
that is super convenient to have months with 30 days. So it's not like you don't have to learn 31 days and 28 days for the February that turns into a freak of 29 days. And this guy explains of like, well, 5 days, where do they go? Well, they get to the end of the year, right?
And if you're thinking, hang on, 12 months, 30 days a month, isn't that only 360 days? What about the extra 5? Well, you'd be right. Those extra 5 days, or 6 if it's a leap year, were just tacked on at the end of the year. They also renamed the months, which I find kind of cute. Vintage, mist, frost, snowy, rainy, windy. Germination, flower, prairie, harvest, heat, and fruit. They also renamed the days of the week, essentially just numbering them from 1 to 10. The 10th day was their version of Sunday, a day of rest. And yes, that does mean instead of having a 6-day work week with 1 day of rest, they would have a 9-day work week with 1 day of rest. It should be no surprise that even though they legally mandated this calendar for over a decade, it never.
Yeah, it is a surprise that they have failed. You know, the people of like, well, we're gonna work for 9 days now, haha. And it's like, it's so easy to fix the most obvious flaw in your system of like, well, give them 2 days. Give them every 5th day to be not work day. I don't know, whatever it takes to make your creation a thing. It's still a thing because we're talking about it, so that's cool. But holy shit, we have, okay. How did that happen? Because I'm bought a new mouse. What the fuck? So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing, like, because it creates a discussion of like, it's a new idea. It's a very convenient idea of like, it's probably gonna make a lot of lives easier, just like, you know, the other metric system things. So why is it not happening? And a lot of good ideas are not happening because people are inside bullshit. Just like there's a lot of homeless people who cannot get out of the bullshit and start being helpful. And we don't even understand why we should pull people out of homelessness. We don't even understand why we should make friends at this point. We're like forgetting the usefulness of basic human behavior in a way, which is terrifying to me. Meaning that, well, we allow ourselves to dig deeper into bullshit and think that, well, we can't change anything, you know. Even myself, like, I rely on computer time to give me a second. What is a second? I rely on that programming, and to change that is it's a complicated process. It's possible, I would imagine. You just divide all the seconds in the day into whatever way you want it to be. But now you're on your own, kid. That sort of stuff happens. So it would be interesting, but transitioning from one thing to the other, you have to give me a very, very good reason. You know, you have to sell that shit to me. So even as a fan of simplicity, is not convinced to move an inch, so to speak. Just like I'm not moving out of my room, out of my mom's basement, where I feel like I'm helpful to my mom, and I get that minimum of social experience that I wouldn't get on my own by wanting to kill myself all the time because I'm so close to being homeless because workplaces fucking don't like me for some reason, even though I'm just like a helpless little creature. So, yeah, that's the life I had to live in UK. Here, I pressed the minus. Sorry, guys. This is why it's actually, like, very important for me to solve homelessness, because this is how you solve problems. You employ more people to do good things to the world, and you never know how good those things are actually going to turn out to be. But it's a lot of work. And technically, the whole monetary system could be corruption number 4. We don't know. We're trying to smell shit. Technically, this is the corruption number 4 of, or even the goat thing could have been a corruption number 4. Why? Because there's a lot of effort being put into just licking stone in the end. I don't know. It just seems so suicidal where you feel like you can climb mountains, you can climb this structure just to lick some stone. It's so bizarre to me. Like, these things are not being taken care of. Maybe they're useful now. Maybe goats are useful for something. We use them for milk, by the way. I don't know, bro. It seems painful to watch. Everything so far has been painful to watch, so how about the math problem?
Hey, how many...
But that's kind of like, you know, my idea of what kind of TikToks to pull. I want the smartest ones I can find. And the smartest ones will cause pain. But yeah, before we dive into this, let me remind you the domino effect of... First, we had the government be like, let's shut down businesses and create a lot of stress and pressure on the entire system. Hopefully nothing breaks, you know. But the most important thing is safety of the people, because we're gonna kill them in the other way. But the invisible pandemic, the virus, that's way scarier than actually visible thing of like just getting stuck in your home and losing your mind. So we chose that. Okay, that's cool. And now we're choosing inflation and allowing corruption to manifest of businesses, and we're just like creating a lot of homeless people. Now businesses have a hard time coming back, opening up, you know, and some of them are like, oh, I lost all the competitors. I have to crank up the prices, and like maybe some items become more expensive because shipping those items is more expensive. Maybe some item mines where you create these items get shut down. You know, all of a sudden business is trying to recover, but shit is expensive now, you know, and getting more expensive naturally. So now we're going to create more homelessness. Now we create more homelessness. Homeless people are going to create another domino effect of attacking whatever is left over. The apocalypse just keeps on giving, you know. We're just going to keep on digging our grave that way. And it's a wonderful sight. I just don't know how we're going to push through it, but it doesn't look good at the moment. Hopefully I mean, I'm living a normal life. Nothing actually happens. If I just shut down my brain, I'd be like, me survive another day. I'm very happy. Nothing happened. There's nothing happening, guys. Nobody died. But in reality, I gotta keep up. You know, I gotta be a better person and be aware of what the fuck is happening so I don't get in trouble myself. Because the shit that's flowing around, I mean, I got hit when I try to be on my own and rely on my dad, who's relying on someone else at the same time, and I'm like, just, it was never meant to work out, but it was kind of cool. Anyways, the chessboard thing, that has been actually better explained by the comment itself, because, but let's just watch it, you know. How many squares?
Squares are there on an 8x8 chessboard? This is a classic math contest style problem. You'll have a figure of some kind, and you'll be asked how many rectangles, how many...
But then you simplify it to like 1, then 2x2, 3x3, and then you realize there's a pattern where you just add the squares. You add the one square, you zoom in, and it's like, oh, I found 4 more squares. Then you zoom in, you have 4 squares here. And then you add the 9. You zoom in again, you find all the squares, and then you find even more. Which is kind of weird. How they overlap, but you're still zooming in successfully. Where the pattern is now you add 16, and you keep adding, and if you want to find all of these squares, you have to add all the previous ones that you found. So that's what the thing is suggesting here. You're just adding all these things together. Congratulations, you found your answer in the most convenient way. Instead of counting. Yeah. Good luck with that. But it's still fascinating that this guy took 3 minutes to explain.
You can now get banned across multiple games at once for toxic behavior. Activision, Blizzard, Ubisoft, Epic Games, Rockstar, EA...
This is a little bit scary. I've heard Mojang is trying to join this stuff. Shouldn't be that difficult for them to do. So basically, you're going to be banned across all these platforms if you're a toxic person, except I kind of am a toxic person in general, so I'm probably going to be banned for life the moment they find me. But the question is, how do you find me? Well, they're going to use AI technology, obviously, which is the most amazing thing, you know. That amazing thing that definitely works. You know, they're going to use AI technology to do this, to monitor people, to fucking cut corners, to cut off whichever kind of personality they want. They can just cut it off, just shut it down. And hopefully they don't fucking fall apart. So we have to be aware that this could happen, this kind of toxic monitoring and shutting down people, and just like one day you can play this game and the other day you wake up and it's like, we don't like you actually anymore. You're kind of like bringing our profits down a little bit. You know, this AI technology can be used in so many stupid ways. But hey, let's see what happens at this point. If the worst case scenario is pretty fucking bad at this point, like, you just gotta let humanity take place and hopefully, fingers crossed. Because so far, hatred moderation has been absolute cancer. And I have already declared war very recently against hatred moderation, simply because of Minecraft controversy. Minecraft is trying to, like, shut it down, you know, like, shut down all the hatred. And I'm like, yeah, but this is all the comments that I receive are hateful comments. There's nothing else that people are willing to actually type for me. So I just basically get nothing then. Nothing to work with. Which is kind of fucking stupid in the end. But I mean, at least just give us the taste of, like, when a hater gets banned and for what reason. I don't know. It's just, none of this is gonna work. No one understand what the fuck they're doing. And they're gonna hit very hard now, punish people very hard. Congratulations. Thank you very much for doing that. I'm sure that's a lot better, because a cheater is always a cheater. They're gonna just bounce from one game to the other, right? I don't know. Well, it's just something to keep in mind of. All right, there's probably nothing more to the story.
And Riot Games have come together to form the United Gaming Organization, and their first order of business was to create the Safe Space for Gamers initiative. This is a list of 4...
Yeah, so, people can easily sell you safety. Why? Because that's a #1 priority. Why? Because comfort comes first, and then freedom. Freedom for you to vomit all over the place and show your penis and send it to everyone. Probably not a very cool idea to just allow that to happen. But here it is, you know. We've found AI technology to monitor behavior of players. Understandable. They're going to monitor a lot of things, by the way.
45 bannable offenses that all players must agree not to do before playing any multiplayer game made by one of these 6 companies. Some of the bannable offenses are harassment of other players, excessive use of inappropriate language, hate speech, and toxic patterns of gameplay that result in unfair play. Whatever that means, but here's where it gets even worse. All 6 of these companies will use the same AI-powered system that Call of Duty recently implemented to monitor and record its game chat, with the addition of another system that can monitor player movement to detect what it considers unfair play. All of this information will be stored on a singular server that each company has access to. For breaking any of...
It's always like, if you want to catch a rat, you have to create a rat trap. Where you kind of lure the rat in, you give them what they want, and then bam. Bam, slam, kazam. And you caught a rat. So, it's only a half-assed system where you're not encouraging. You're actually just trying to discourage as much as possible of this toxic behavior. It is what it is. It sucks. Alright. Video game NATO. Sure. It is what it is. It's probably very accurate, by the way. Because, you know, this virtual space also is a space for people to exist, to manifest. So it kind of operates like countries as well. Except I don't give a fuck about shooters and that particular behavior where you can like actually cheat in the game in the first place. Then the game just kind of sucks, you know. This is also one step closer to a reputation system. Where if you do something stupid, like you're trying to cheat in a video game, that's a very stupid behavior, by the way. What are you going to win out of this? What are you going to win? Bragging rights that you shot someone in the face? No. No, bro. You don't even feel better that you did it. You just like wronged someone else and wronged yourself, and you just trying to pretend that this is like a good thing that you did. Some people get clout out of that by cheating, but these are very exceptional things. So I don't know. I don't know, my friends, why this happens in the first place. But a reputation system is just something that we cannot dodge. You know, people want to dodge the social system that is implemented in China. Social credit score, right? There's no way of dodging that because reputation is very relevant. Of like, people with low reputation probably should not play video games, should kind of like learn something, learn some morality or conversation skills. That would be a good place to start. Or watch my videos, actually. That would be a very good place to start too. So it's just something we're not going to be able to dodge. It's impossible. It's just too good. And it technically works in China. It's just like you don't want to give that reputation system and allow a government to control it. The reason why China can pull off high technology is they isolate themselves and they just submit to the government that they own. You know, technically. So it's the only way they can get like the high technology resonance all over the place. But the rest of the world can't keep up with that. But we also don't want it because it feels bad. Like it just feels bad. Chinese people don't really have emotions in a way. They suppress that shit back into their private spaces. But yeah, so some countries can pull it off and show us how the reputation system kind of looks like, but it's just something we cannot dodge because it's the future. We can see it, and I need it personally. I need to know who has a reputation, because a lot of people are so closed-minded about this. They don't like build their profiles. They don't care about their avatars, nothing. Reputation means you get credit for every little thing you do, for every way you present yourself, and for every way you interact. You get rewarded for every little thing, every little social thing. It's a different system than social credit score, because there's nothing social about China. You know, I'll tell you that much.
Is if a person donates $1 and then they charge it back, the chargeback fee is $15. So you not only lose the dollar, but you lose $15 on top of it. So when someone donates, this is the danger for the streamer. So if someone comes in and they're throwing like $1, and I've never seen this guy before, I refund all of it before the stream's even over. And that's happened before, because I've gotten people that have trolled this way, and I had a bill of like $150. Like, imagine going to work, you actually owe your employer. Sucks. It's great.
Yeah, this is insanity. PayPal is just full of shit in general. It's just another turd on top of the turd mountain that they try to, you know, create fees for, you know, being a weird person. It's another hatred moderation of like, oh, you conspiracy theorist, we're going to take a 2K out of your account just randomly. And now this, you know, where Twitch has to do the, like, why is there a fee in the first place? How do you make this shit out of nowhere? What is that? How do we not already have token systems where you just like collect tokens and exchange it for real money eventually when you have enough tokens? Just like that. Just that system, please. For the love of God. There's so much corruption. And it's almost like it all can be washed away, you know, the flood. Like, you know, I'm already calling Jesus of like, well, yeah, Noah is here. He's ready, bro. We just gotta summon the flood, guys. Yeah, I'm already talking to God, guys. Yeah. Flood, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of bullshit. I collected all of the bullshit. It's like the opposite of the Noah, where I collect bullshit into the shit. No. We're gonna use the bullshit to create the flood out of it, and all the good stuff is... Technically, I collect bullshit to find the not bullshit within bullshit, and then put it in the ship, and then we flood everything. I am talking to God. We're arranging that to happen very soon. Thank you very much. And I guess let's listen to the rest.
So, if someone throws bits, if they throw bits, and then they charge that back.
Again, he's talking about tokens immediately after.
Guess who eats the cost? Twitch does. Same thing happens for subs. I still keep the money. So Twitch's donations are safer, but they eat the cost if someone charges back. And PayPal's, I get more of a cut, but I eat the cost if someone charges it back. Which is like, as if a person...
The person who should eat the cost is the one who's trying to support you, basically. You know, again, we can connect it to the reputation system, connect to your account of, you know, just moving money around, of like, you should... you should get slapped in the face for $15 if you're moving money around and you're like, oh, I actually changed my mind. Like, fucking slap this piece of shit in the face. Nah, customer is always right, and he's an angel that cannot be slapped in the face. You know, it's a higher level creature.
Well, apparently a lot of the corporations are freaking out because it's Black Friday today and there aren't lines.
He pulled such a good video, and I followed this guy. He got kind of semi-viral. So, cool. And everyone's talking about this Black Friday thing. What do I think about it? I mean, We pulled it off. We boycotted it. We showed a middle finger to these assholes that should be embarrassed. In fact, this is technically a way to shut down the entire year of capitalism, because capitalism has been reigning in power for 2 years. I can't wait, by the way, because the next thing is 2 creepy years. I don't know. Communism years. You guys ready for communism? Because gonna have 2 years of communism. You'll get to learn what that is, because you know the words capitalism and the government, you know that one. I call it governism, to be honest. Some people say authoritarianism and stuff like that, but I choose governism. Sounds like a very easy word to learn and to understand. And then we're gonna get to communism, guys. And if you follow my channel, I will tell you all about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna live through it together, like a community. It's gonna be easy, right? Except there's a lot of weed in the community all the time, instantly, and that's the first people we're gonna get. The weed. To smoke. Smoke their asses out of here. So yeah, congratulations on doing the Black Friday thing and figuring out that a lot of things are a scam. But that's just the tip of the scamberg, so to speak. Or Zuckerberg, whichever you prefer, whichever berg you prefer.
Dead weight.
Yeah, should be the ending on TikTok, but you know, for the funsies, the ping problem. These are very big problems in the world, and holy shit.
Well, he's called the magician. He need to be some magician to get out of this situation. Not often you see a player getting a round of applause for missing a pot. He's done it again. It's nice to see that Ben's able to smile as well. He's 5-1 down, looked like he was going out. He's still hanging on there, but only just. Might get another round of applause.
You know, the weird thing, yeah, if he pots pink and black, he is 1 point behind, so needs a snooker. Yeah, so it's a little bit more complicated than just like, oh, both of these are missing the pink, but one of these is missing the pink, and the other one is like setting it up. Then it's like a very complicated shit. In the end, I think the dude that's supposed to miss has lost.
He can't keep it out this time. Not even the magician can keep this out. If he keeps this one out of the pocket, I was going to say I'll eat my hat, but I haven't got a hat.
Yeah, so he lost that one, I guess. But it's still weird. Don't have a single knowledge about yeah, because what the fuck is that? And I don't care, you know, and just like explain. No one tried to explain though. People who understand. Yeah, you don't understand either, clearly. In a snooker, the winner is the one with the most points when the game is finished. The pink is worth 6 and the black 7. If Murphy takes both, he still loses. So his goal is to miss the pink and get it in the spot where it's difficult to either hit or make it. Fails to hit the pink because of blah, blah, blah. I still don't understand, because the problem is, it feels like, well, even if you allow this guy to like take this shot and it's like if you're blocking like, yeah, you have 67 points on this guy and you're just blocking him, forever? Is there like a time limit then? What's going on, right? I don't understand. Oh, the snooker. But no. Maybe the goal is like to make him miss the pink and then he hits the fucking black in too fast. I still don't understand, by the way. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys, okay? Also trying to make the pink, but was trying to do it in a way that if he misses, the pink would be right over the pocket, so Murphy didn't have a chance, but fuck me, man. I died trying to. Oh my god.
I was just a while ago.
So sometimes it's better not to like try and understand anything at all. Like even people trying to explain it like failed miserably. Just failed miserably to hit that pink thing.
I was waiting to board the plane somewhere here in America, some airport, Chicago, somewhere, and they announced this. I was waiting to board, and they announced this. They made this announcement. They said, "Active military members board now." And when I heard that, I was like, "Where the fuck are we going?" Like, are we going to the war? Like, where have I booked a flight? What the fuck? Like, why is it active? It's not even passive military. It was active. So why is active military on the same flight as me? What's going on? What?
By the way, this is still, it's not even like a joke. It's like, I don't even know. I don't even know what is going on here. Yeah, active military, it makes no sense. And he's like trying to make sense of it, and it's like, it's funny, but like, I don't think that's funny, actually.
This is a cat that eats anything without being picky. Even if caught stealing, Kibao continues to eat without a care. The owner's just served pumpkin on the table is quickly devoured with a few bites. Purple sweet potatoes are also gobbled up eagerly.
In a way, I'm like, wow, this is the coolest cat ever. But at the same time, it eats everything, though. It's kind of scary at the same time. But I would prefer these cats instead of, you know, the vegetarian cat seems a little bit cooler than the regular ones. They're picky and walk around streets and stuff. Like this one you would actually want in your home sometimes. And just feed an apple to it. Eat my apples, bitch. Holy crap.
However, Kibao can't handle the kitchen's cured meat. While gnawing on it, there's grumbling. Watching the owner eat a chicken leg, Kibao rushes up to snatch it. Even dry oats are enjoyed heartily. Dragon fruit is so delicious that it becomes a blur. Xiaolong Bao, a delicacy, is not to be missed. Kibao even changes its taste to enjoy crab. At the sound of opening a can, Kibao swiftly jumps onto the table. Even vegetables are eaten with relish. Greedy Kibao even searches the drawer for snacks and enjoys them. When watching food on TV, Kibao licks the screen.
Okay, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot to take in.
To curb Kibao's greedy habits, the owner sets up a table full of delicious food, allowing Kibao to see but not to eat.
I mean, you know, like you get a cat that eats everything, which is cool, but then the cat turns out to be like addicted to food in general, and it's like, fuck. Oh no. And it looks kind of bigger than the other things I would wanted this compared to other cats. Damn, bro. Proactive. Shut the fuck up. As if you know what that means.
Would you like to return to nature after you die? Well, this may be the answer. It's the world's first living coffin, and it's...
So that's the ending for our TikTok session. Thank you guys for watching. Return to nature after you die. Bye. Go die.